Everything should be made as simple as possible, but not simpler. That's a quote from Einstein, and I agree with them. Dry it, you'll like it. It's an awesome way to preserve food. Here are some reasons to dehydrate food. It's quick, cheap, easy. It retains the flavor, color, and nutrients of the food. It maximizes shelf life. It takes 1/6 of the space on the shelf. It saves by buying in bulk and buying in season, and it makes excellent grab-and-go food. Here's a graphic. It's from the 2012 ChooseMyPlate.gov website, and they show this replaces the food pyramid, and it shows fruits and vegetables in a ratio to the rest of the daily intake of food, and half of your plate should be fruit and vegetables. When you're looking for a dehydrator, there are some things to think about. You want to buy one that is safe and well built, something that has a warranty. You want to have a way to regulate the temperature. You want to have ventilation, maybe a fan, opening for the air and the moisture to escape. You want to be sure that you have a size that's appropriate for your needs, and you want it to be easy to clean. You want to be sure you can thoroughly clean it. And when you're choosing a pineapple, you want to choose one that has bright green leaves that are a little velvety. You want a body that's golden and has a fragrant smell. You want it to be solid and a little bit heavy for its size. Now, you always want to wash them first, even if they're organic. You don't know where they've been. So when you're preparing the pineapple, you twist the top off. Just discard that. You cut the top off. Turn it around. Cut the bottom. Stand it up. Sides off. I make sure I cut the eyes off too, because they don't taste that great. A little bit of extra fiber doesn't hurt you, but you want to get as much of that off as possible. Alright. See? Quick and easy. Out it goes. You want to cut down through the center, through the core. Lay those halves down. Cut through the middle and take out the core. You can leave the core in if you want, but once you dehydrate it, it gets pretty stiff and you wouldn't enjoy it, so we just take that out. There are a couple of ways that you can cut your pineapple to dehydrate it. These are a couple of my favorites. One is I cut it into long strips, lengthwise strips. The advantage of those is you have the sweet part from the bottom of the pineapple as well as the tartar part from the top. And another way you can do it is you can cut it into little triangles like this. And if you'd like, you can even make them a little smaller, and they'll dry more quickly. And we'll just put those on the dehydrator. You want to arrange them so that there's space in between them so that the air can circulate and that they can get completely dry. And we'll just pretend that we're slipping those into the dehydrator, and then I will show you some finished pineapple. Now, Chef Glenn, from his 2012 website, thebackpackingchef.com, he says that it should take about 10 to 18 hours at 135 to dry a pineapple. Now, I found on my dehydrator that it dries at 110 degrees or less, and that's what maintains the enzymes, the food value, and that takes about 20 to 30 hours if it's completely loaded. And things that affect the drying time are heat, humidity, in the air, and the thickness of the fruit, the water content, and how dry you want them when they're done. In the February 2012 Fruits, Vegetables, and More.com, .com, it says that the phytochemicals, which are made by plants, and we sometimes hear them called antioxidants, are the things that are in plants, and those are the things that we're protecting by the low heat. And they fight disease, they reduce the risk of heart disease, they reduce the risk of obesity, type 2 diabetes, strokes, and even some cancers. They're very important. They're working very hard in our bodies. And some of the downsides to drying at a higher heat are things like case hardening. And we find that in Debbie Kent's work on her Dry It You'll Like It website. And that's where the outside of the fruit gets dry before the inside gets dehydrated. It gets hard, and that traps the moisture inside, which causes souring and mold. And definitely longer drying time, at a lower temperature is a better idea. Some of the other things that happen are discoloration by overloading, by using too high or too low of a temperature, and sometimes by using older fruit, which, if you remember garbage in, garbage out, you'll do well to not use old fruit. And that's from Barb Moody at dryit.com. Now, some of the tips that I've been telling you have come from these books: Dehydrating Food, A Beginner's Guide by Jay and Shirley Bills. Put 'em Up by Sherry Brooks Vinton. And Dry It You Like It by Jeanne McManaman. And this is the same company who's made my dehydrator. All right, after your fruit comes out of the dehydrator, you want to cool it for a little while, for about a half an hour, so that it doesn't introduce moisture back into the container, because that'll cause spoilage. You want to put it in a bug-proof, airtight, cool, dark location, and that's a good way to store it. Everything should be as simple as possible, but not simpler. We've just made dehydrated pineapple fast, cheap, easy, and nutritious. I once heard a comedian who said, "If you are what you eat, I must be fast, cheap, and easy."